Team Exercise 132, how to memorize fast and easy. In this video you get the secret tip on how to memorize 100,000 words fast and easy with hardly any effort. Let's start with the following 10 words. Tennis racket, apple, clouds, Christmas, strawberry, ice, stock market, tomorrow, desk chair and suitcase. If you try to memorize these words in the right order, it will take you a while and you will probably forget them within a few hours. The best way to memorize them is to imagine that you are in your old bedroom in which you grew up as a kid. Imagine you stand in the center of the room with your back towards the window. Imagine you see the lower left corner in front of you. This is number 1. The spot on the ground in the center of the wall in front of you is number 2. The lower right corner is number 3. The center of the wall on your right is number 4. The lower right corner behind you is number 5. The center of the wall behind you is number 6. The lower left corner behind you is number 7. The center of the wall on your left is number 8. The spot on the ground just in front of you where you're standing is number 9. And the spot in the center of the ceiling above you is number 10. Now you will place the words you have to memorize on the spots in this room. On number 1 will be tennis racket, which you can give an image. Now define the color and size. It might help you if you make the image a bit absurd. For example, a very big pink tennis racket. On number 2 you place apple. You can also add things that you think belong to the image to make it stand out more. For example, a small Snow White eating a very big apple. On number 3 you place clouds. For example, 10 clouds stapled up on each other. On number 4 you place Christmas. For example, a Christmas tree with gold ornaments. On number 5 you place strawberry. For example, a very big strawberry with a lot of mold. On number 6 you place ice. For example, a frozen statue of Elsa from the movie Frozen. On number 7 you place stock market. This is a more abstract word. In this case you can imagine something that makes you think of the stock market. For example, a red graph going down. On number 8 you place tomorrow. This is a very abstract word and you can do different things to make it visual. For example, you can put an open agenda with a red circle around a certain day, indicating that's today. And then a green arrow pointing to the next day, which will tell you the word is tomorrow. Or you can also play around with the syllables. For example, you can put a guy you know whose name is Tom in a row of people. Tom in a row will make you think of the word tomorrow. Whatever works best for you. As long as you avoid visualizing actual letters and words, because these are the easiest to forget. On number 9 you place desk chair. If you want, you can give the image movement as well. For example, desk chair rocking back and forth. On number 10 you place suitcase. For example, a Louis Vuitton suitcase hanging on a cord on the ceiling going up and down. Now it's very easy to memorize all the 10 things and also the order. You can say them now from number 1 to 10 and back by just imagining yourself in the room and see what's there. So if someone would ask you what's number 7, just look at what's in the lower left corner at the window side behind you and you see a red graph going down and know it's stock market. If you want to memorize more than 10 words, let's say 100 words, you can call the room you are in right now number 0. And you can see spot number 10 as a portal that leads you to the next room. Room number 1. You now imagine you are in another room in the house you grew up in. For example, the living room. You do exactly the same thing as you did for your bedroom. You stand in the center with your back towards the window and in the lower left corner in front of you is number 1. And because you are in room number 1, you put the room number, in this case 1, before the spot number 1. So this is number 11. In the center of the wall you are facing number 2, which because you are standing in room number 1, will be number 12, etc. And above you will be number 20, which will lead you to room number 2. Go on until you fill 10 rooms in your old house with words. If there are not 10 rooms, you can also see the kitchen as a room, the garden, the hall, the cellar, etc. If you want to memorize more than 100 items, let's say 1000, you can see this house as house number 0. The last number in house number 0 will be in room number 9, on spot number 10 on the ceiling, which will be number 100, which will be a portal to another house in the same city, which will be house number 1. For example, the house of your old friend from kindergarten. You will do the same thing. You pick the first room in house number 1, which will be room number 0. So the item you place in the lower left corner in front of you will be in house number 1, in room number 0, on spot number 1. So this is number 101. Go on until you fill 10 rooms in house number 1 until you go to house number 2. Go on until you do this for 10 houses in the same city. If you want to memorize more than 1,000 words, let's say 10,000 words, you can put the first 10 houses in one specific city. You can name the city you just put your first 10 houses in city number 0. The last number in this city will be in house number 9, in room number 9 on spot number 10 on the ceiling, which will be number 1000, which will lead you to the first house in the new city. The next 10 houses will be in city number 1. Make sure all the cities will be in the same country. So word number 1001 will be in city number 1, house number 0, room number 0 in the lower left corner in front of you on spot number 1. If you want to memorize more than 10,000 words, for example 100,000 words, you can put the first 10 cities in one specific country. You can name the country you just placed the first 10 cities in as country number 0. The last number in country number 0 is 10,000, which will be in country number 0, city number 9, house number 9, room number 9 on spot number 10 on the ceiling above you, which will lead you to country number 1. The next 10 cities will be in country number 1. So number 10,001 will be in country number 1, city number 0, house number 0, room number 0 on spot number 1 in the lower left corner in front of you. Word number 99,999 is in country number 9, city number 9, house number 9, room number 9 on spot number 9, which is in front of you on the floor. And word number 100,000 is in country number 9, city number 9, house number 9, room number 9 on spot number 10, which is the spot above you on the ceiling. Congratulations, you can now memorize 100,000 words. Now you probably don't know so many cities, houses and rooms in 10 different countries. Therefore you can just make up fantasy cities, fantasy houses and fantasy rooms regarding certain themes. For example, you pick France as country number 0. You can give it a theme that you think suits France, for example, food. If you don't know 10 cities in France, you can just make up imaginary cities regarding the overarching theme. For example, city number 0 is the seafood city. In this city are different houses. House number 0 is, for example, a seafood restaurant. In this restaurant you can imagine 10 rooms. For example, room number 0 is the entry hall of the restaurant. Room number 1 is the dining room, etc. House number 1 can, for example, be a seafood factory. And of course, within the seafood factory you can put 10 different rooms. You go on until you put 10 houses regarding the seafood theme in the seafood city. So for example, word number 30,628 is the word hacker. This will be in country number 3, in this example, the United States of America, having the theme entertainment. City number 0, themed as movies and TV. House number 6, themed as cartoons. Room number 2, themed as South Park, on spot number 8, which is on the center of the wall on your left side, where you see Eric Cartman sitting on a chair with a computer evilly laughing. Now you can practice this with a group. First send them this video or explain how this technique works. Tell the group to sit in a circle and tell one person to start by saying the sentence, "I went on a vacation and I took with me," and he can then say any word he wants. It can be concrete words, abstract words, a person, etc. In this case he says, "a green bag." Now the next person next to him says, "I went on a vacation and I took with me." He will start by saying what the first person said, in this case a green bag. And he will add another word to it. In this case he says, Taylor Swift. The third person does the same. "I went on a vacation and took with me a green bag, Taylor Swift and the sun." They go clockwise around the circle just as long as someone makes a mistake. When someone makes a mistake or can't remember a word, he's out of the game and the game then continues with the same words and it's the next person's turn. "I went on a vacation and took with me a green bag, Taylor Swift, the sun and a cancellation policy." They continue just as long until there's one winner. The trainer guides the team and applies variations to this exercise. What kind of variations you can read below this video on YouTube. And haven't you subscribed yet? Hit the subscribe button and the alarm bell to stay tuned for a new team exercise each Sunday on youtube.com/teamexercises to improve cooperation and communication. And I wrote a book, 101 Team Building Exercises. Get it now on Amazon.